Yo, Kpaceguy here, what's going on YouTube? So, right here in front of us is the 7705 from Marantz once again. Today's going to be the official review on it. I've listened to a few songs, movies, watched a little bit of YouTube and TV, and I've come to a pretty solid conclusion of what I think about this AV processor here. But first, before we get into that, guys, if you're not subscribed right now, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below at the end of the video. What do you think about the video? What do you think about the AV7705? Would you get a processor or not? Leave me all of that information down below in the comments. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and let's get right into this video. So the Marantz AV7705 preprocessor has to be one of my favorite pieces ever in my home theater. I had the Yamaha RX A3070 and now I have Marantz again, and man, is it a joy to have. It's been a completely different experience than Yamaha altogether. Now that's not to say that Yamaha was terrible, but it's just something about the Marantz sound, guys. So if you're familiar with my channel, if you go way back, if you're an OG, you know that I've had a Marantz before. I had a 7009, I believe. And that was right when Dolby Atmos and DTS-X were just announced, and I got a little hands on it. I had to get rid of it because it didn't have HDCP 2.2, so I had to get rid of it. But I had a Marantz long ago, and I really loved the sound, and so I switched from that Marantz to that Yamaha RX 3060, and I fell in love. And then I went to a 3070, and I was still in love, but I just missed that Marantz sound. And what is that Marantz sound? Well, Marantz is known for some detail, for some clarity. You can play this thing nice and loud and it's still gonna sound crystal clear, and the nuances are so good, the stereo separation is so good. And I just missed that. It's not that the Yamaha didn't have that, but the Marantz had more of it, and I just could not ignore it. Now, the Marantz doesn't have it's not known for like a bass heavy kind of unit. It doesn't offer a lot of bass. It gets low and it gets loud, but it doesn't have a lot of thump and that muddiness that I kind of found with Yamaha in certain song selections and certain genres of music and movies. And so with this Marantz, this thing is a well-oiled machine. I absolutely love this piece of equipment here. I love it for music, movies. I love it for just watching YouTube. I was sitting on the couch one day and watching some YouTube, and man, it sounded so good. It was so good with just, you know, you guys know that these Marantz receivers and AV processors, things like that, they upmix content to 5.1 or 7.1 or Dolby Atmos. And this Marantz did that so well. Just watching regular old YouTube content, my Marantz was able to add a surround sound experience to what normally is a 2-channel listening experience. And it just sounded so good. It wasn't overly forced. It didn't sound unnatural. It sounded so good. And then listening to music on here was so good. It matches well with some really good speakers. When I say really good, I mean something $700, $800 a single, not a pair, but $800 per speaker, $900, maybe a $1,500 pair speaker, $2,000 a pair speakers. That's what the Marantz really wants to pair up with. It sounds so good, man. I just cannot wait to give more demos of this unit. Again, guys, I'm not going to go too much into detail about the unit itself because I've already made a lot of different videos and reviews talking about what it can and cannot do, what it's all about, all the buttons in the front face there, all that good stuff. I talked about that already, so I just want to talk about the sound quality and what this does for me. So I haven't listened to anything in Aural 3D yet, but that's definitely on my list to do. I'm going to get some 3D content going on so I can find some songs and find some music and find some movies that have that Aural 3D encoding in it, so I can really tell you guys about it. I haven't gotten to do that yet, but I have listened to Atmos and DTS-X, and my gosh, it sounds so good. And if you guys know already, I have my Monolith 7, that's my monoprice Monolith 7, 7x200 channel amplifier, and I have it paired with my Marantz, and those things, they love each other. They really work well together. Really works well together. And you can use the Emotiva with this too. I have a lot of comments lately about which one's better, Emotiva or the Monolith. And really, I can answer that question if you tell me 2 different brands or 2 different models you're putting together. But honestly, I'm in love with the Monolith over my Emotiva. Now, they're different as far as how many channels they can power and the difference how much power they give, but it's something about that Monolith that I just don't think I'm going to get rid of this amplifier for a very, very long time. And it pairs perfectly with the Marantz. Love it to death. So I'm going to watch a lot more movies, guys. I showed some demos and stuff. I'm gonna watch a lot more movies, a lot more action movies, a lot more horror movies, things like that, to really see what this Marantz can deliver. And of course, you guys know here in the future, I'm going to be getting some new speakers for the main room, some Cantons. I can't wait for that. Or no, they're monitor audios. I decided to go for monitor audios. So I'm going to get those. And man, I can't wait to hear what the Marantz does with it. So guys, if you're looking out there right now for a Marantz receiver of some sort, or maybe just a receiver or AV processor in general, the Marantz is always going to perform. They're always going to be good. Yes, there's things out there that are better, but they cost 2 times as much, or maybe even 3. So what you get out of this package is fantastic. I love it. There's no hiccups. I haven't had any issues with it. Everything's working perfectly. My only complaint that I do have on this unit is that it does get kind of hot to the touch at times. Even though there's no amplifiers in there, there's still power in there. All that processing and stuff like that, it still eliminates heat. It still gives off some heat. So you're going to want to put a fan on top of this for sure. It actually gets hotter than my monolith, which is really interesting. My monolith has 7 200-watt channel amps in there, and my monolith still gets cooler. So if you're going to get a Marantz receiver or AV processor in general, you're going to want to put a fan on top of that, because it is going to make a big difference. So guys, I love this Marantz receiver. You're going to see a lot more of it on the channel. It's something that I really miss when I went to other manufacturers, and now I'm back again, and I won't leave unless I go to something even of higher quality like Anthem or Rotel or something crazy like that. So I'm going to be sticking with Marantz for a while. I'm going to be sticking with this Marantz for a while, and I'm just in love, guys. Everything that I listen to, I haven't smiled in a long time at my system. I sat on the couch and watched the video, and I actually smiled at the sound I was getting, and it's been a long time since I've done that, and that says a lot. I listen to a lot of music and movies, and nothing makes me grin like this Marantz has. So guys, if you're out there on the market right now looking for a receiver or AV processor, this may be the one for you. If you're not into that AV processor world yet, maybe look into that. It's really beneficial for your system. It's really going to sound better because you're going to be using separate amplification than what's built in your receiver, which always equals better sound. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took some advice in and maybe utilize it and find it to be informative, helpful, whatever you may. And if you did, hit that comment button down there, hit that comment section, and let me know that you enjoyed the video, that you took some value out of it, so that I know what to make and not to make in the future. And guys, also hit that like button for me. It's very important for the YouTube algorithm. They really want you to hit that like button so that they know that I'm making good content that you guys enjoy. Then of course, nonetheless, smack that subscribe button so that I know that you guys want to stick around for the long run. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, have a good weekend into the next week, and we'll see you in the next video, guys. Kpaceguy out.